Great people have a way of finding the things that are in front of them, that are the unexpected, and grabbing it.
Yeah.
Because those ideas are always there, but then they know what to do with it too. See, he knew what to do with it, and he created an experiential moment.
Yes.
And the way he introduced it, I mean, and Thriller was not that. It was very similar, right? Because it was a different song. The origin of Thriller was Star. What am I not remembering? Starlight, and it turned into, it wasn't Thriller, right?
Originally.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't
It
called
was a
Thriller.
disco song with different lyrics that had nothing to do with Thriller or goblins or nothing.
Wow.
And it was just a moment where Rod went back to the drawing board and said we should call the album Thriller and change the lyrics, and then turned into writing the Vincent Price. And that was the same experiential thing, and pulling from the unexpected and flowing with it and knowing what to do with it. And that, I think, from what I can see, was a lot of how Michael rolled. You know, he always wanted the best, and he didn't. He would keep searching, even when he was there with a great song, because it was a great song already.
That's amazing.
It would have just been a great dance song on the album. And
I had no idea.
Chilling, right? When you hear this stuff, we hear it all the time, and how it all unfolded.
He didn't want to just do a repeat of what he did on Off the Wall. All of them came to that agreement that they wanted something edgier, you know.
Michael Jackson's Thriller album. Stories in the Room.
This is Michael Jackson's Thriller album, Stories in the Room. Join film composer Anthony Marinelli, who programmed synthesizers for 7 songs on Thriller, and A&R veteran film producer Stephen Ray, who assisted Quincy Jones and was in the studio every day with Quincy and Michael.
Michael Jackson's Thriller album, Stories in the Room.
I think the year before, at the Grammys, he didn't get the award. And there was something about that experience.
Oh, yeah. That drove
him. And he went in after that. He went in. I think he was really upset.
He was.
And he went in.
Yeah, that Off the Wall. Everyone felt that Off the Wall
should have
gotten record of the year. And it didn't.
My gosh. That album, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Still, for me, the most iconic
Heartbreak
dance
Hotel.
song ever. Yeah. All those songs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That album was everything, and he did not win.
And all the musicians were studying because I remember I was like studying that stuff.
Yeah.
The drums and the bass and the parts, because it all played.
Yes.
It was the high point of kind of like live playing on an album.
That's when I met Lorraine, was that year, 79, 80, when Off the Wall came out.
But it worked.
That album.
But the great people, again, you hear about it all the time. Michael Jordan, whoever it is, it's all the disappointments that they learn from.
Yeah.
They don't waste it.
Yeah.
They don't waste it.
Yeah.
It inspires them to do more.
Yeah, he went in after that. He went in. And I couldn't have been more grateful, for his artistry and, what he gave us, what he gave the world from there. Because this Thriller album just had it was a spectrum of, I think, some of his inner thoughts, about the world. It was such a worldly album. It affected many people on many different levels, and it had many messages to it.
Well, you've said this many times, Stephen, because it was Michael being an interpreter of other people's songs to Michael being a contributor to half the songs I think about are his, and him really stepping out into the world with his vision and wanting to see how it was going to go. Like, I think he's growing up and becoming a full, powerful force.
Yes.
That's the beginning.
I'm just, of course, when I heard of his passing, it was the worst thing I had ever, I just couldn't believe it for probably a couple of hours, because I heard it on the radio on my way back home from work on the freeway. I was like, this cannot be happening. So I watched TV for a long time after that. I'm like, it happened.
Yeah.
This is horrible. And it was, but he, I think that someone said Michael Peter, not Mike, not Michael P. It was Michael Jackson. He was in an interview, and someone said, "What do you want to give the world?" He says, "Something that will last forever," something to that effect. I don't have it verbatim, but he wanted to leave something that was lasting, and he absolutely did. He's left something that will outlive us all.
Yeah.
That will be part of history. That would be part of every generation's life.
Yeah. As long as the planet is spinning.
They will know. They will know. And he did that. And I'm grateful that he had that wish come true before, he passed away.
Well, we're very grateful that you were a part of that, and your artistry just jumps out at you. When you're watching that video, you can just see all the little extensions and little pops, and that's just so brilliant.
And he picked you.
Yeah.
Because he knew, because he doesn't fool around when it comes to that. Movement and like being in the studio with him, all that mattered. If he couldn't move to it right, so I'm sure it would be even the most valued thing to find the right person beyond the dancer. It's the person.
I've known him since he was like about 6 or 7 years old. I was dating one of their managers, and so I would be around them in Vegas. I was with Debbie Reynolds at the Sahara, at the DI, and they would be at the Sahara.
Desert Inn.
And so I would, come over and hang out with him, and sometimes I went to the house, and, one time he pulled me aside and said, "Lorraine," he said, "teach me some tap," and we were in the, in the TV room or something. We went in there, and I gave him a little tap dancing thing, a little shuffle off the buffalo, and a little time step. And, because he kind of was still inspired by Fred Astaire and all those people. And I think he really fashioned himself as the pop version of that, that iconic. And so for him to have found his own style, but to have implemented that, and then in the end of Smooth Criminal, when he actually does this little tap step, I was like, "Go, Michael, go!"
He ran with it.
Yes, I mean, it was part of him developing, and he was always developing himself. He was always seeing and developing and seeing, and what else can I do? He was kind of an artist that would always take it to the next level.
Join us for the next episode of Michael Jackson's Thriller album, Stories in the Room, with your hosts Anthony Marinelli and Stephen Ray. Watch our extended interviews on youtube.com/@StoriesInTheRoom. Audio-only interviews are available on all podcast networks. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok @StoriesInTheRoom. For the latest news and links, visit the website, StoriesInTheRoom.com. This podcast is produced by Christian D. Bruun and David Wolf, recorded by Audivita Studios. Additional recording by Ben Rackless. Edited by Jay Spang and Sean Hedinger. Music by Anthony Marinelli and Stephen Ray.
Michael Jackson's Thriller album. Stories in the Room.